Going on, family? We are here. This is Intellectual Evolution Era, episode 21. We got 21 of them things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Got my sister here, Evolution. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Hey.
man. We're gonna get into this, you know. We put my music on, music curated by Von Eric. What's going on? Before I get into this, man, let me take a quick pause for the pause. Pause for the cause, as y'all know how I say, right? All right.
Mhm.
So, number one, shout out to Stan Joseph, right? What's going on, Stan? What's good? What's good? What's good? He's telling everybody to hit the like button. Okay, okay.
And the
You
man?
know what I mean? As you know, the StreamYard is in every single, you know what I mean, chat within the network. Salute to Smitty's Corner. He says he's gonna be in his way in 5 minutes. All right, all
Okay.
right. Good evening to Randy. Randy, what's going on? Salute, salute, salute. You know what I mean? So Evolution, what's going on, family? What's good?
I am good, blessed, and highly favored. I cannot complain. I'm in a good mood tonight. So I want to see everybody cam up and give their opinion and just let's make it a good night like last week. Yes. I enjoy this.
Yes,
I,
ma'am. I do too. I do too. I do too. Now, I
yeah,
mean, I got some powerful content for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
right.
trying to make sure that I pull up the right things. You know what I mean? That'll kind of, I mean, make you all think, but also have great conversation. So I'm just kind of going through my little list of things that I got up in here. I got a lot of stuff, man. I got a whole bunch
Mhm.
of stuff. I'm just trying to like go through all of these things. I'm just trying to see which one I want to pull up. But and it's just so random. I just pull up whatever randomly is there, and I just kind of see where it flows. You know what I mean? Should I go with that one? I'm not gonna go with this one. Okay. I
You
got
do
two
have the
for you.
best.
I'm trying to get the last one for you, Evolution. Trying to get
All
one more
right.
for you.
You do
You know what
have
I
the
mean?
best clips, though. I'm gonna say they are very thought provoking.
I mean, look, there's nothing I ain't got that's not fire. But like, I'm
Right.
just trying to make sure that like, you know what I mean, that I pull up the right ones. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got three for you right now. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Salute to Ruby Doll. Salute, salute. Also
Salute.
salute to Hink. What's going on, Hink? What's good, family? What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But listen, without further ado, let's get into the show. All right? You know what I mean? Let me pull up my first clip. You know what I mean? Let me go back. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Fair use as always. You know what I mean? See which one comes up first. Whichever one come up first, the first one I'm sharing. Boom. Okay, okay. Got the great late great Dick Gregory up on there. Okay. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's get it.
Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God. Hmm? You crazy? You got to pray to God and tell God your rent due. Any God that didn't know your rent was due ain't God. Hmm? You crazy? You got to pray to God.
Wow, that's a strong take, Evolution. What you think, girl?
That's retarded. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Come on now. Let me. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna find what quote that is in the Bible because I use it all the time. I don't know the Bible frontwards and backwards, but I know what pertains to living what I think is a good life and a common sense life, right? God said faith without works is what? It's dead. You know what I'm saying? No pun
Mm-hmm.
intended because
Mm-hmm.
that man is not alive anymore. But I'm hoping
Mm.
that we don't think, and let me get here on the camera. I'm hoping that we
Uh-oh.
don't think that just praying is gonna get us the stuff we want. That's probably why a lot of us ain't got what we want. Because God works. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's my savior. He works, but you have to work and show him that you are working too to get what you want. Like you not the you know what I'm saying? That's the son of God. That's God. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not better than him, so he's supposed to work for you. It don't work like that. So if you don't move, guess what? You're gonna be out on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
If your
Just
rent
like
is
that?
good.
When he move, you
Good
move just
job.
like that?
Yeah,
Mm.
it go just like that. I don't know why we feel like as a society, as a black, I don't mind going to God, but if you go to God in that type of stupidity, then you wonder why you ain't getting nowhere in life. Why, you know what I'm saying? It's because you retarded. Well, I keep trying not to say it, but
You can say
you're not
mentally, you can
too
say
bright.
mentally challenged. You can say mentally challenged. There you
Yes, like you're not too bright. Like I don't be understanding like that. And when I first heard it, I was like, here we go.
That's why I played it.
Yeah, that ain't go. What you think about that?
Man, it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's not a
Mm-hmm.
man. It could go either way, right? Salute to Take Heed to the Message. Salute to Chocolate Earth Foundation. I see you, sister. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Trying to look for Chocolate Earth right now in the comments. She put something up there. Hold on. Let me go up. There you go. Put salute. What's going on, Chocolate? What's good? What's good? So yeah, yes, listen. I think that it can be taken in many ways. I mean, I don't know. There are times when I'm like, yes, you know, God is real and he's there for us and he surrounds us. And then there's times where it's like I don't know. You know what I mean? Because of a lot of the stuff that I've been through. Sometimes I do know, sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? It's definitely something that, you know, it's definitely something where, you know, the whole concept of God is challenging, yet it's something that we try to grasp or try to understand. And really, to be honest with you, we never really gonna really understand it. You know what I'm saying? And the time we think we understand, it's like that's when we, you know, that's when we kind of a little bit off, possibly, right? So because it's always something new you can learn. You know what I mean? So it's never you never have anything down packed and it's solid. You can always learn more or always, you know, delve more into what you believe in or what you think is correct or not correct. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. So the Smitty, what's going on?
Hey, Smitty.
Smitty, did you see the clip? Did you want to elaborate on the clip?
Hold on, wait a minute. Did I? Hold on. Say something. So
Can you hear me?
yes, yeah, you sound fine. No, I was getting myself prepared. I had to put dishes away from dinner. If you don't mind playing it again, I heard Dick Gregory, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I don't want to respond incorrect if you don't mind.
Okay, so I already clicked off the clip, but I'm gonna just share verbatim, right?
All
So
right, go ahead. Go ahead.
he said that any guy that doesn't know that if you pray to God for your rent to be due, you know what I mean, then how can that person really be God if you don't know that you needed help financially with your rent? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not really God. So you need to pray to I guess you need to pray or devote your energy to something else, right?
Ah,
Ruby Doll says Mr. Gregory speaks in a way that makes us dig within. It may go over people's head. I got something completely different. I think he urges us to all take action over mere praying. Okay, and Ruby Doll, you know, come through if you can. Come through, come through. But yeah, Smitty, what you got from that, brother?
of course, a lot of us would go to the stereotypical faith without works. Okay. I definitely totally concur. I'll try to, I guess, maybe revamp it a little bit, but still keep it to what he's saying from what I grasp, right? Um, Absolutely. So the whole thing, when people pray and just expect things to happen, what people don't realize is God gives us every example through people on how God would deal with us, but on the people level is very, very minute. So, for example, if we commit crimes, and depending on the crimes, right, we will go to jail. We will have fines. We will have certain ridicule and punishment throughout society. It is written that God lets you know through the angels and the angels seeping through people exactly where you stand. People don't recognize that what we have out here is people is what? Those who help themselves. People are more willing to assist that person as opposed to the person who's extremely needy. So just follow me. I'm a cake it in for you. So the point in which I'm saying is People have this headspace of thinking, all I have to do is just say it and it will be. Maybe, maybe. But more than anything, it's when you say it, you then have to follow through with actual action in order for these things to manifest themselves into the physical. A lot of folks do believe, like, for example, what you gonna do with oh no, Jesus got me, God got me. Oh yeah, I believe you. I believe God got us all, but I also believe that God as well takes those 2 steps towards us when you take that one. If you do not take the steps and show, hey, I am actually ready to be helped. I'm ready for your assistance. And I'm not just going to say I'm ready. I'm actually going to follow through when I get those signs, signals, messages, and or just outright out loud, you need to go here and do this for that reason. A lot of people like to ignore these signs and signals. A lot of people really do have it in their head that I can just say some shit, but not follow through on anything. So I'm very big on at least following through with things. So to land it so we can keep moving. When it comes to what the brother, rest in peace, live in paradise to the brother Gregory, people who operate in the headspace of, I can talk more than I walk. I don't get upset at those people. I let them get the results that they get in life. Because what I do recognize is so many folks out here, real deal, move and operate in the fashion of, I don't have to really do shit. I don't have to really follow through. And all I got to do is look good enough and talk that shit at the function. That's it. That's it. And if you start pressing me out about anything, I'm going to be like, you're not my boss. Don't rush me. Don't press me and everything else. You don't pay my bills. Well, these people possibly could pay your bills and many, many more if you was about your business. So don't be the person who goes to God saying, why didn't you save me? And God says, well, I sent you a helicopter, a boat. I sent you a whole fleet of dolphins and even some orcas to go ahead and make sure you got to shore safe. But you refused any of it because you kept telling everything I sent your way, no, I'm waiting on God. Thus, you're here with me earlier than you should have been. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
I love that you shared that, Smitty. I love that you shared that. Ruby does say perhaps we're praying for the wrong things. Perhaps we are. Salute the Marcus. What's going on? What's going on? So listen, I remember last
can
year.
I say one last thing, so real quick?
Oh, yeah,
Ruby, it's Ruby. It's not about necessarily praying for the wrong things. It's people actually thinking in their head. Like, for example, even in the Bible it says, and many other places, watch praying too long. You know why? You ever been at that table or known that person that just keeps asking as if God didn't know that you would ask for this before you were even born? It's almost like we're asking, like, a loan from the bank or something. Like, they didn't know you were going to need that loan before you came in. God knew the bank was going to be built and you were going to be born before you or the people of the banks were even a twinkle in their parents' eyes. So all the long drawn out and please God, I need, you ain't got to do all that. That's unnecessary. Speak your heart. And believe it or not, I know this is going to say, keep it short. You don't have to drag things out for God. God knew you was about to get there and pray at that very moment, day and second and hour before you even thought to do it. Before you even knew you was going to have that problem to have to pray for. God just wanted to know if you was going to come to him. So now that you're here, go ahead, speak your piece. And then let me handle it from there. In whatever fashion I'm handling it. And do not question how I handle it. You can ask me questions on how you can further progress, but never question me on my methods. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, so.
Hey, he just barbecue chicken that joint, dog. Man, this is why media is great. You see, this is when. See this? See it? You see? Oh man, look, man, look. Oh man. Ah. That's what makes you great, dog. That's what makes you great. Amongst a lot of things, but that makes you great for real. Salute to them three, man.
I ain't passed it yet, but I'll take Bishop for now.
Salute the fish, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, listen. Okay, let me tell my story real quick, and then because I really want people to come up and talk about this for real, right? I had a family member, one of my close family members. They were, they were about to pass on, right? And I told another family member, and it kind of progressed a little bit, but it was kind of like, almost somebody going through the motions, but it really is a wrap. Like, it's really gonna happen, right? Like, they're not gonna make it, right? And you kind of know they're not gonna make it, but they try, be strong. What God made is a strong thing. The human body is not a weak thing. It's very strong, okay? And sometimes it can be touch and go, but at times, at this point, it was really a go instead of it being they were gonna be here longer. Right, and that person was like, "Oh yeah, so and so they ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be here." And in my mind, I'm like, "All right, you saying that, you know what I'm saying? But you say that all the time. You always say the optimistic stuff. You never say the reality of things, right?" And I'm not saying not to have faith, but I can't stand people who just live in this fantasy world that everything's gonna always be okay. You know what I mean? That nothing bad is gonna happen. At times there are things that are gonna happen, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? There are things that are gonna happen that are gonna work for us, and things and then, as the Bible says, all things work in accordance to what He wants to happen for you, anyway, according to His will. So when that door closes, it closes for a reason. Let me tell you something. Even the social media thing. You know how many doors have closed in my face in the social media thing? You know how many people? I had somebody yesterday. Who didn't want me to come on their live, right? And I'm not gonna tell how many people they have watching because I don't want Evolution to go in. Because I know she will. But they don't want me to come through because I was an avatar, and I said, you know what? That's fine. You keep what you peace and blessings, keep it moving. I just think that you have a talent for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But what that shows me is that sometimes when that door closes, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Sometimes that person ain't ready. Sometimes they ain't meant, and sometimes it's no good, right? You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? It could be a whole bunch of things, and maybe they're not even a bad person at all. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it to say this person's a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because it just wasn't meant to be. Something ain't meant for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Like imagine if I would force relationships in a social media thing, I would never meet a Smitty. I would never meet Evolution. There would be no Miss Polly. There'll be no Lola. There'll be no Grace. There'll be no M3. There'll be none of that because I'm forcing my energy into shit that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? So who else was on the team? I forget. Ruby, Toshi talk about, the whole team.
Brother Vic, Brother Vaughn,
Vaughn,
a bunch of us,
my energy would be somewhere else. You know what I mean? And that's what I had to factor in. So yes, bro, I'm sorry.
Nah, I really want to piggyback on what you're saying. It's funny. So, cat's out the bag. Folks know who my lady is. And I was actually just talking to her. We were talking about something similar to this.
I don't know anything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe you'll find out one day who she is. But anyway, so me and my lady was talking, right? And I was even telling her about, now you all, I'm pretty sure most people know when I told my story about how when I had my accident, I was with this chick, it's nothing ass broad named Anzea. And I'd say that shit, fuck it. Yeah. I don't care, bro. Fuck all of that. So I was with her ass, and I told the story of how she left me the very same day that I had my accident. I lost my legs. She rolled out that same day. No get well soon, no nothing. My point in saying that is this. I was so, and it's just being real, bro. Like, I ain't too tough to say that shit crushed me. That shit destroyed me at that moment. I had no clue at that moment. God had to remove her in order for me to meet and be with who I am now. Just like how you said. So had I still been dealing with that and fighting and trying to press and force that to be, I'd have missed who I'm with now. I probably would even miss being here on these segments, these shows. I'd have probably, there's a lot that would have been missed. You know, it's almost like I will never forget to land at this one time in my life. I had to hurry up and get to work. I was running late. Okay. My car at the time, it was being fixed. I was getting new seats put in. So they had to order the fabrics and everything to do so it took about a week. So I had to go to work on public transportation for a little bit. I missed my bus. Man, I was so pissed. I missed my bus. The next bus came. I met up with one of my best friends I haven't seen in like over 20 years. And we got reconnected. Had I not missed that bus, what was already orchestrated and designed would have never have been. So sometimes we will look at certain things that happen like a door closing. Heck, there are doors that never open for me. You want to know why? Because if I would have wasted my time ringing that doorbell, I would have missed the one that was open just for me. Red carpet rolled out and all, right next door. So sometimes things are organized and set up in a way where you're not going to understand the timing. And that's why I always say, ask God questions, but don't question God. Man, why the hell I missed? You missed it for a reason. You might have missed that bus because that might have been the bus that had the hijacker on it. You don't know what the reason or possibility is as to why things didn't go exactly how you planned. What you need to know how to do is shake and bake with everything that goes on in your life. You need to know how to pivot and maneuver. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
I don't know if he been like taking my cereal out my cabinet or whatever, but whatever this man that ate today, I knew one of my boxes of cereals was missing. God damn, it's me that took my cereal. But yeah, man, listen. This is incredible. Like that whole clip that was just content, man. And if y'all been liking the little clips that we kind of did with the Angry Man thing, you know, and that was produced by Evolution. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot more stuff coming for y'all very, very soon. The month of April is going to be a fantastic month. All right. Number one, because yes, it is my last month streaming. I know. Right. But also because in that month, we definitely going to go ham on a whole different level. And I hope y'all ready. I'm going out with a proverbial, you know, bang before my vacation. And yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't wait. But yeah, with that being said, and it kind of went. This thing kind of came real fast too. Dang. With that being said, y'all, like we got some really beautiful stuff for you in April, man. Evolution got some great stuff. Smitty, of course, has some great stuff, and you know we're definitely gonna bring you some content that's gonna be so vastly just spectacular, man. And I got some new people that I'm about to bring in to the fold that y'all have never seen. You know what I mean? And y'all, it's just gonna be incredible, man. It's gonna be incredible. We do have some more pre-records that we will be bringing y'all, right? From all of us here, right? So we're gonna really bring some more pre-records. I gotta kind of, you know, empty out a little bit of my library on StreamYard so I can make some more room for the pre-records. But yeah, we got some stuff coming your way. Trust me. All right, we got some more content coming your way. All right. But let me get to my next video. Okay. Fair use as always. All right. And we got no other than hip hop legend, Tupac Shakur. You know what I mean? Mr. Shakur about to bring the facts. All right. Okay, we got some more comments. Hold on, let me read the rest of these comments real quick. Let me go up. Okay. Fish said we missed the bus because we got to the stop late. Okay, Fish, whatever, man. Late to the fallout. So make a plan and God will laugh. Okay. Ruby said, roll with the punches, real earth life things. All right. Life things, I'm sorry. Do we know the story of Adam and Eve? Maybe some of us do, maybe some of us don't. All right. We all need a vacation once in a while. That is true. That is true, late to the fallout. That is so true. Fish says, the story of Adam and Eve is a translation story from hunter-gatherers to civilization and living in larger groups. All right. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Thank you for the info, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, let's get to what Mr. Shakur is saying. You know he's gonna say something impactful and something powerful, y'all. Fair use. Let's
love. When I was in Atlanta, I was pulled over at a gas station. Some dudes from New York pulled over next to me and told me the girl's name. They said, I know the girl that did it. They told me her name and where she's from. Say she's scandalous. I can't go on TV talking about this girl is, because that's what they want me to do. They want me to get on TV and talk about my black sister is a hoe and she's a bitch and she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody that thinks I committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly. I put this on everything I love, on everything I love. When I was in Atlanta, I was pulled over at a gas station. Some dudes from New York pulled over next to me and told me the girl's name. They said, I know the girl that did it. They told me her name and where she's from. Say she's scandalous. I can't go on TV talking about this girl, because that's what they want me to do. They want me to get on TV and talk about my black sister is a hoe and she's a bitch and she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look me in my eyes. And anybody that thinks I committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly. I put this.
Ooh, wee, man. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Hey, I knew when I played Pac, M3 was gonna come up. I already knew that. I knew it from the top. I knew he was coming. I knew it. I knew it. As soon as he seen Pac, it was over. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Pac, I'm here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Marcus was going on. Ruby said, I love Tupac so many reasons. True King, yeah, Pac was a man.
Yep.
Pac, Pac was a man. He was just a man of just so many different things, man. Oh my gosh.
And he loved and respected his mama.
Yes, and just women, period, man. But what's going on, y'all? Who want to rap first? Who want to go first? Anybody can go first. Evolution, you got, it's our thing, so you can always go first. But if
y'all know what I'm going to say, so I let the Kings rock because y'all know what I'm going to say.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead, M3. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Well, first and foremost, man, salutes to everybody in the panel and in the chat as well too. Man, like, Pac will always go out like a legend, man. There will be no other rapper, no other lyricist other than Pac, man. That was like one of the rarest and like the rare breeds of the kind, man. But second of all, I just want to say, Smitty, man, amazing story, man, that you had told. Man, just listening to that, man, like, uplifted my own spirits, man, because, man, if people just believe, man, in the powers, man, that just happens. Like, everything happens, like, at, where it be Jesus' timing or, whatever that you believe. But I do definitely believe, man, when things like this happens, man, it's definitely for the growth and development of the character of, like, just the human nature, the human being itself, the flesh, you know what I mean? So, I love, like, man, listening to, like, these type of topics, man, especially the Pac one, but, definitely, man, salute to you guys. I have more to say, but I'm going to digress for a minute.
All right.
Brooke, go ahead, because I'm getting myself together here. You go ahead, Brooke. I got after you.
Okay. I respect what Pac is saying. I always keep saying that's the agenda. The agenda is to keep us apart, to have us talk crazy about each other. And again, I'm gonna say it: the black woman is the next target. Like, she the next one up. You get what I'm saying? If not, she already laying on the platter. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like they are hunting the black woman. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame that this is happening. The only thing about what Pac is saying, I think that's how he really feels. But then he had to play into the industry with the the 304 word and stuff like that. So it can be confusing, but I felt like when he got on those interviews, because a lot of those interviews he talked exactly like that, regardless of what he said on his music, which also shows that that's an industry thing, that's an agenda thing. You get what I'm saying? Half of that stuff that they talk about in the music, they don't do, they don't believe, it's just to sell records. So I'm happy that he said that. It's a shame. It's a shame that he's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we need more messages like that, and it'll make some of these brothers, that are negative, that had these mommy issues and not trying to get help and stuff like that. It may make them think twice. You hear what I'm saying? If it's not popular to talk about black women, a lot of men wouldn't do it. It's just a popular thing now to destroy black women on every platform that you get on, and it's crazy, and it's a shame that happens. But
Evolution Era, how you guys doing?
Hi, how you doing?
I just
What up, Rufus Truth?
can't believe I heard what you just said.
I know, because you're one of the men I've been talking about. But go ahead, sir.
You just said black men
got a Lord
destroying-
send him right
They
to
can
you.
do it. Be ready for it. I'm just telling you. She's not gonna hold back. She's
I
gonna
know,
bring it
I
to
know.
you.
I'll see. She's ruthless. Like, look. But I just can't believe you just said black men has been destroying black women on these panels. I just can't believe you said that. Right? I really believe.
Believe it.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right? Black women have been an embarrassment to representation of their relationship with black men. Right? They've been doing, saying we need to delete black babies and Cynthia G. We have a lot of black women saying that, talking so much, dogging us out about how broke we are, how we don't have power, how we ain't shit. Right? You guys have been screaming this echo throughout the YouTube streets in front of all YouTube. Right? Now, black men, I will say this: we have complaints about you guys. I admit it, we do complain, but we are looking to negotiate and bring it together at the end of the day, if it's possible. That is the ultimate goal for the black man towards a black woman. We're not, do we talk and complain? Yeah, but we want to ultimately keep it together. We don't want to break it apart, right? And this is where I think black women and black men are divided, because black women seem like they don't want to negotiate these terms. They want to continue to bring the pain, echo their opinions about how they feel like black men are not this, black men are not that. They don't want to be submissive, whatever the black men ask, they don't want to agree to the terms. So, but to destroy black women on this panel is not what we're doing, because we love you guys. For real. We get along. We don't agree with everything you say, but ultimately, we don't want you guys to not go nowhere. We don't want you guys to disappear. And we're proud. We're actually proud that we are a black people. It's just that we don't know, our communication skills, our conflict resolution skills are lacking amongst us. So everybody at some point is playing the victim Olympics. Oh, well, you don't treat me this. No, we are a people struggle. We are people from a struggle, right? Via the
Hold it in, Lola. Hold it in.
We are people from a struggle via the civil rights movement, aka Martin Luther King. We are people who conquered slavery, right? And for us to be on each other like this is an atrocity, and I landed.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you get in there,
Let
Lola.
me ring it in. Let me ring it in. Right.
Hello,
Let me
Todd
ring it real quick.
guest.
So Smitty's next. Smitty's next. Then I'm going to M3. Then I'm going to Lola, and then salute to my man, big baller player, Chicago Riddle. What up, man? What up?
I think he followed
Yeah,
me.
how you pulled up?
Luke, Chicago.
All
I'm glad y'all pulled up. Thank you, Queen. I'm glad you came.
So Smitty, and then after y'all go, I want Evolution to rebuttal what Ruthless Truth said, because I know she will. So,
All right.
Smitty, go ahead.
So yeah, I'll make my piece somewhat brief and stuff, and definitely Ruthless. All right, Joe Ignorant ass. Salute, sir. It's good to see you, my brother. All right now, Rilla, thank you for pulling up, sir. Thank you very much. We are honored to have you grace the stage. And Lola, I know you got my message when I said, "Let me know you good, fam." You saw my message.
I
don't want no
did.
excuses. I
Ain't
don't want
no
no excuses.
Ain't
I don't
no
want no
excuses. I did, but I didn't had a rough week. But here's the thing: I got more to tell you. So
All right,
did.
okay. Well, look, you're here, good. Okay, so anyway, let me get to my part real quick.
She too worried about
am.
She too worried about if we ain't more than dogs and all that. That's what she worried about. She ain't worried about nothing.
But my thing is this, right? I find it absolutely baffling how. Why do we keep speaking as if like we need the Black community to heal or get better, more resources? We speak about it in a community sense, but then I keep nothing like Brooke. I love you. I love you, Dollar. But I hear this a lot coming from the sisters, where it's like, and even some brothers too. Why do we keep trying to separate our traumas? Why do we keep trying to separate who's being attacked more? It's almost like when Q was talking to Vivica and everybody know that we're talking about the Trump reparations and all of that. And the first thing they jumped to, he said clear as day out of his mouth, I'm doing this so that the blacks, us as Black people, can have what we need. And the first thing they said is, well, what about the women? Aren't you, what? Aren't you part of us? And so the only thing I wanted to kind of point out and tap in on it, then I'll go ahead, whoever's next, I believe you said M3. Why do we keep trying to talk like our struggles? Like, listen, sisters, you all have specific struggles that you all deal with in America as our women, as the Black women. We have our own struggles, and we got the shit we go through too, as your brothers, as your men, as your fathers, sons, and brothers and uncles. To keep on trying to nitpick at who gets more shit, who has it worse, where it leaves us? Exactly where we are, the same place we was at almost 400 years ago. Why do we keep on trying to separate what's going on here instead of recognizing if we're talking about unification, if we're talking about the community growing, then stop talking about it like you all are separate entities. But I digress. My mic is muted. M3, rock out.
Hold on, M3, I forgot you in already. My bad, brother. I forgot you in already. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Lolo.
So Lola, then Chicago Rilla.
Okay, so okay. Let me say this to Ruthless' point, okay? Ruthless said that, us Black men, we are here willing to negotiate, right? That's what he said. Meanwhile, I ain't heard one negotiation factor since I've been on YouTube. Now, here's the real gag of it. Power recognizes power, no matter who's in power. When men were in power, there was no negotiations with women throughout the last 6,000 years of human history. Now that women got a little bit of power, now they want to negotiate. Let me tell you something right now. I don't negotiate with terrorists. And unless you equal with me in terms of power, I have no real reason to negotiate with you. Now, what I will do is tell you what the fuck you gonna do. And if you don't like it, well, you can go do what the fuck you want to do somewhere else. That's what you can do. But when you want to tell me that you at the table as a group of people willing to negotiate, I'm gonna need some receipts and invoices on that one. Because I got something today. And Smitty, I'll talk to you about this later. No, not when it comes to Black men. Y'all ain't negotiating with a motherfucking thing. Y'all here complaining because y'all feel entitled. Now, negotiations? Shit. Y'all can see a good woman that got one child or two child, and all y'all worried about is, where's the virgins at? Because I don't deserve that, because I'll make $55,000 a year and shit. Like, I don't want to hear y'all mouth about this negotiation factor, but I get it, Ruthless. You here to drive all the pussies. It's okay. As far as everything else is concerned, I'm with black people doing what black people need to do for black people. I personally don't like when women separate themselves when it's a conversation about black people. That is just mildly retarded to me. Like seriously, it is mildly retarded. We're not going to conflate the two, because what affects women specifically don't have nothing to do with African Americans and vice versa. So that dumbass shit right there is politics, and I know it, but usually the way to remedy that is to call that shit out and make the person differentiating it look like a dumbass that they actually are. But that's what I'll say about that. I won't hold your I'll be quiet. I know everybody.
Lola, do you think majority of our sisters are willing to sit down at the table if that talk was really to seriously be had? And honestly, do you think majority of the brothers are willing to truly, in a I would say genuine way, have that discussion? Like, not a bunch of sidebar shit, not a bunch of sneak disses, like just genuinely come in and speak your piece.
No, nobody. And I mean, nobody is willing to. No, and the reason why they're not, and I'm talking about men, I'll flip it. The reason why black men are not willing to sit down at the table is because society is structured in such a way that they don't have to. They can just get their passports and go fuck off and continue to fuck off till they're 75 and shit, and then go get inside of Social Security and then get a house and a little bit of income and live off that till they fucking die and shit. And they don't have to really get a wife. They don't. So that's what it is. Now, when it comes to the women have been oppressed for a very long time. Now that women have power, meaning autonomy over themselves, marriage is not a priority. Honestly, marriage doesn't even work for most women, especially colored women. Women do not benefit from marriage anymore now that they themselves can make their own money and own land and property and shit. So it's like, what's the point of marriage anymore? What benefit does it have? Men used to say, well, what's the benefit in it for us? Now women have to ask the same question. So why should we sit down at a table and negotiate a motherfucking thing? Let these niggas go fuck them bitches that they really want to fuck. Because truth be told, they never really wanted marriage. They just wanted to fuck, and they had to be merged throughout history. Okay. Let them do what the fuck they want to do. Why are we at the table talking about shit? At the end of the day, right? I'm pressed to make sure the population, continues. The only time I give a fuck about our population continuing is if some shit come out that sky that's about to end every fucking thing. Then I'll say, okay, we need to save at least 2 of us. Okay, so that's it. Other than that, ain't nobody really concerned about saving shit out here. Okay, people worry about saving themselves and maybe one other person with them, and that's a big maybe. So no, ain't nobody sitting down at no tables, because honestly, what is the point? What is the benefit of me negotiating? I don't negotiate when I don't have nothing to gain from some shit. Because other than that, like I said earlier, no, I'm gonna tell you what the rules of engagement is, and you can either choose to engage. And if I really want you, I just put you in a situation where you only got one choice. But that's because I'm in a position of power to do that. But it's like, people don't even understand the power that they have and don't have. And my thing is, why is it that it's so bad for us to say, no, we ain't sitting at no more tables and we not negotiating and we really don't give a fuck about that shit anymore? We got other priorities.
Okay. I like that, Lolo. All right, let's go ahead and let Brother Rilla get up in here. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely been patiently waiting. I would love to hear what you have to say to what you've heard so far, sir.
We're going to Rilla, then Evo, then I'm definitely chiming in on this one, for real. Go ahead, Rilla.
Man, I really only pulled up because I saw Rufus up here doing what Rufus does, and then I saw Lola pull up, and I just wanted to hear her say "two" a couple times, and then I owe Beth. Don't forget about that. Man, these gender war conversations are highly entertaining to me these days. Man. That's all I take it as. I got a couple different thoughts. Right. The truth of the matter is, we need each other. So all this retreating to one side or the other, this side has power and this side doesn't, and you need women to come to a table and negotiate. I agree with Lola on that. What do you negotiate? What are they coming to a table for if the men not trying to build family and community? If you just want to fuck on something, go ahead and fuck all you want. Because that's really what I hear a lot of men really trying to justify and advocate for and whine and complain about is the women that they can't get, that they really want to fuck on, right? So go get the woman that you want to fuck on, and leave the rest of us that want to have family and build community and be monogamous with our women, and you know what I'm saying, raise productive citizens, and be in a space where we don't have to worry about gang banging and robbing and thieving and you know what I'm saying? Like, let us be, right? Let the squares and the L7s and the nerds and the beta sim hosters relax. Now, one pushback that I got for you, Lola, with that conversation around power. We was on King Talk last night, and there was a very interesting discussion around perception of like choice, influence, and I don't think we got to power, but when you talked about it, it made me think about it. And when I hear people say that they have power, and this ain't gender specific, it's just if you understand the dynamics of the world, then you know that power doesn't. You know that power doesn't concede, right? Without some type of violence taking place. And with that said, I saw some like a very interesting observation that the way that women came into power was through advocacy of good men pushing that on their behalf. In other words, women didn't have to fight for it. They didn't have to go to war for it. They petitioned good men to advocate on their behalf, and those good men went to war on their behalf with, you know, evil men or oppressive men or whatever type of men to get basic rights and benefits for those women. Now, the truth of the matter is, if those oppressive men or evil men or whatever decide to do whatever and this shit falls apart, then we'll really see who has power to do what. And my whole point in saying that is, like, we need to move more strategic, and we're better together. The things that we can agree on and move as a unit, let's do that. We could fight behind closed doors, but in the public eye, let's be on a unified front and advance at least 1 point on the agenda. And I'm going.
That's right. Show face. That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, so Rilla, let me respond to that.
Hold on. Lola, hold it. Hold on.
Lola.
Just hold it real quick. All right. Smitty, take over the comment. Hold on, Smitty, take over the comment. Right?
Yeah, I got it.
That's what we're gonna do. Now, Evolution, do you want to rebuttal first, or you want Vic to go first? What you want to do? Let's Vic go. Okay, so we're gonna go to Vic. Then I'm gonna go to Evolution. Then I'm gonna let you rebuttal after that, Lola. Okay? So your rebuttal's last. All right, and then I'm gonna finally go. Okay?
Let Evo go. Do your thing. I'm listening. I'm a time in.
When the opportunity arises, so let me know. I have a very, very important question briefly for the panel, because Brother Rilla brought up some very interesting points that I want to tackle one piece of it.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so
let me know.
So it's Vic, then Lola, then you, then Evo, then me. Okay.
All right, that's cool.
Vic, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah. I don't want to steal the floor. The simple. I'll keep it simple, and then we'll keep it moving. The children are the only ones we can negotiate.
My bad, Vic. My bad. But and then before me is Chocolate. I'm sorry. Chocolate, then me. Okay, go ahead.
The children are the only ones we can negotiate with. You have to raise better people. The next generation is where the hope is. We are who we are. We kind of stuck in the ways we plan to be stuck on, and we are unable to move past the things we are not yet mature enough to get by, or wise enough to move beyond. The men who are in these high value male positions, they're in what they call the gray area, where they've gone past that time where that young woman looks appropriate to them, where they have some kind of a relation to her. That's why they got to negotiate with her, because she ain't the person they looking for. That person is an older woman that they talking about at the wall, but he lived so much life and so much time and so much experience. It's hard for a high value man to find his place to write himself inside of that story that she's already been writing. So of course everybody wants a blank piece of paper to start on. That makes sense. However, it's just not reasonable. So you're just gonna keep having these mismatched situations where the young girl who's in her prime don't line up with the old man that's in his prime. You know? So we gotta work on the children. That's all I got.
Evo, it's on you.
Oh, go.
Okay. I hear what everybody's saying, and all I seem to go back to in my mind is the fact that I feel like women right now are getting burned at the stake. I'm always gonna feel like that because I see it on platforms. I see it on like all of social media. Like I feel like if the black man has had it hard, like it's crazy how it's coming at the black woman now. It used to be where we was kind of off limits. We weren't really, talked about that hard. But now, I mean, they are criticizing everything on the black woman. And I think that that's a problem. Now, do I want to separate the sexes or I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not worried about that because I see a problem somewhere, and I happen to be a black woman that feels the negativity of what's going on. You get what I'm saying? And it's something that I'm gonna have to talk about. It's almost like when we say, I know you just got punched, but I got shot. So does that mean, I understand that you shot, but these punches right here, these don't hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those. It's not, and I didn't say that to put a focus on one and not the other. You know what I'm saying? I just talked about what I saw. And right now, they are trying to take back every right of ours, even the right to police our own bodies. You get what I'm saying? And it's among other things. And it's a real big issue right now. So then you have women that come up like me, like Miss Ocean, like Chocolate. You get what I'm saying? That are really strong women that can stand up and actually, speak in a way that might get to people, and a lot of times we're pushed in the back like, oh, she's just talking. Oh, she's a feminist. She hates men. Like, the woman's voice is fighting to be valid. Like, y'all don't see this stuff going on? Or is it just that it doesn't matter to you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You get what I'm saying? I said it for a reason, and I say it on a lot of these platforms, but I would just be trying to figure out, are we just like closing like a blind eye to what's going on now? The villainizing that's happening to women of all ages. Like, this type of hate that the woman is getting, it's hitting all ages. They are not discriminating at all. Like, everybody feeling it. I was on a panel this morning, and you know what they told me? Oh, because, you're wearing someone else's hair, and, you're wearing the nails and the eyelashes and stuff, you're not a real woman. I said, okay, so when I got all that, did they take away my vagina? Did they take my uterus? Because when I check, I'm a real woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it was just the audacity. And a lot of times, like Ms. Ocean was saying, it be the audacity. That's all. I mean, maybe I went, a little too long, but I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. Y'all
it's your show, girl.
Yeah, because it's getting to be a little bit ridiculous now,
Hey, Brooke, my thing with what you're saying briefly.
Hold on, Smitty, hold on.
Oh, Chocolate ain't go. I'm sorry. My bad.
Lola Chocolate, then you, then me.
Okay. My bad, ladies.
Okay. Now I wanted to go back to what Chicago Rilla has said because he was talking to moi. Okay. I wanted to go back to what he was saying about power and the history of women usurping power through quote unquote good men. Okay. Really, like I said, I'm gonna need some receipts and invoices on that. Okay. Now we all know that the way women fight is not the way men fight. See what I'm saying? But it's still a fight. Whether or not I use deception, an illusion to win a battle, or I use brute force to win a battle. At the end of the day, if a battle is won, a battle is won. Just different strategies to get to it. Now, when you say, well, we use good men, the hearts of good men, I know from what I've studied in my academic career and in my own personal studies that the women's suffrage movement, as well as movements before that and after that, was not about, let's say, appealing to or placating to the heart of the good man, wherever that was at, in a time when all white men had slaves and shit. That's not what that was. No. So in reality, what it really is women, from what I understand, and you can check me on this, the issue with women's suffrage is that the idea was think like a man. Men only are going to react if it costs them to not react. Now, obviously, back then, treating women a certain way cost you, right? Now, let's suppose you got 7 daughters, 1 son, and you got 10 acres of land, and this is your family business, and you can't leave your property to your son. But your son catches a disease and dies early, right? And you too old to make another son. What's supposed to happen? You can't leave it to your wife. She died in childbirth. You got 6 daughters or 7 daughters right here. What you supposed to do? Give it to somebody? Oh, find a nephew who already has land from his father. Oh, let the nephew take your land. This is where we get the infighting from family from. So all that work for your son goes to somebody else's son because you got daughters. You see how that can quickly add up on the tax end? You paying all this tax, and for what? So your children your lineage won't even have access to your land? That costs people. Statutory rape, for instance, costs men. When your daughter got to come back home with a baby and she can't get married, and now you got 2, 3, 4 mouths to feed that you wasn't planning on feeding and shit for the rest of your natural life, and you a sharecropper, that shit equals money. And men tend to listen when that shit costs them, when it, like, in terms of consequences. That's how men learn, as you know. So at the end of the day, when women say, hey, women's suffrage is costing you this, you should stop that. This is how you get any man to listen. It doesn't matter if they good or bad. The bad men have their price too. Like my father always say, everybody got a price. Everybody got a price. And the price was paid even back then. And even now, the price is being paid. Men wanted the right to opt out of having, let's say, a child. Let's say if they didn't want the child. You see what I'm saying? They have a right to opt out of it, right? But it costs you something to do that. At the same time, women wanting the right to, you know, control their bodies. That's going to cost you something. You see what I'm saying? Because that's not going to get put on taxpayers anymore. That costs you something. So it's not just about, you know, just the men's side per se. But I want to just say that when you talk about women in power, women are always seeking to get power, especially when they're in a position, a losing position where it doesn't benefit them. Everybody's looking to have power. That's why I always say, like, you know, Donald Trump, he's what everybody want to be. He is his authentic self, and he get paid to be that way, no matter if you like it or not. Whether or not he got the money or don't got the money, he always got it. So and he's powerful no matter how smart he is. Everybody want to be like that. So it's not to say women shouldn't want power, but the way women go about getting their power is a lot different than how men go about it, just simply based on the biology. But let's not be disillusioned about history and how women got where they got. Women didn't get voting rights because people with good hearts voted for them. No, they got voting rights because at the end of the day, they understood the politics of voting. There was more women in the country than men. If women can vote, guess who wins? There's all men in Congress. Guess who wins? More men. So you should have women voting. This is how women got their right to vote, placating really to what men will respond to, which is the only choice they have. So I would challenge you on that in terms of women and power, but that's just like on the baseline. But I will say women love power too. We do. Just like y'all, we do same nature, just, you know, in a different body.
Sister Chocolate, what you got for us, huh?
Oh, hi. Are you guys here? Can you hear me okay?
Finally.
Is it clear? Is it clear?
Somebody
Okay.
got that Wi-Fi straightened out.
I don't think what the lady said before me. I find pieces of that resonating with what I was gonna say. So I mean, the only thing I would add to it is until we're ready to have that conversation, it's always gonna feel like a tax. It's always gonna feel like that. Because until we can actually sit down and understand each other, I think women overdo it and I think men underdo it. I think that because as women, we are taught to be the nurturers and the carers and all of these things, these list of things that we're supposed to be. And it's almost like the right man will come out of nowhere, right? Like, if you have all these virtues, he's going to see from afar. No. We don't talk about the social aspects of that, the rejection that comes with it. You know, so again, I'll be more, you know, I'll probably have more in the next go round, but ladies, y'all did very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.
Okay. Thank you, Chocolate. So Smitty, it's on you, and in Chicago Real, I'm gonna give you a chance to rebuttal what Miss Oshun said. Then I'm gonna go and play the next video.
All right, cool. So I'm going to tap in on a few things I heard people say, then I'm going to get to the question. Brother Real, if you don't mind, I would love for you to answer this one first, this question I had because of what you were speaking about. Now, Brooke, once I do that, you know, whoever's going to respond can respond, but, you know, I want you to really, like, direct your flow. You say you talk next. So, look, right? So, one, Vic, when you were saying the only ones we can negotiate with, and salute to you, black man, salute, respect to you. You said the only ones we can negotiate with is children. No. No. What I'm noticing a pattern of with like our communities and everything we have going on in the situations of the black people's lives. The fact is this, us as men, we continuously will tell the women over and over again, we built all your comfort. You need men because we built the infrastructures. We put up everything. We are majority of the inventors and everything. So I agree. And since I know that to be the fact of the matter, right? I don't care who effed it up. We built it. It's up to us to get that bitch fixed. It's up to us as the men to talk to other men. Don't bring the women, don't bring the children into none of that shit. Now, like I always say, ladies, once we get the blueprints and we get that ball rolling, please don't be no roadblock. Please don't hinder what you see we're trying to do for us all. Please do the one thing that for ages and centuries on that you have been actually very, very good at, and that is just cooperate. That's it. Don't try to shit on what we're doing. But I do believe that I don't care how it got messed up. The captain is the one that told everybody to hoist the sails and everything else, port starboard, and all this other shit. So if that ship starts to go down, I'm going to be just like this until you see bubbles coming from my nose. Period. Right? That's just my philosophy. That's how I see things. Now, when it comes to, Brooke, what you were saying as far as, with the women thing, like, honestly, again, like, I really do believe we keep somehow or another trying to separate the struggle. Now, let me ask you this, Brooke. Me as a father, my daughter being 16, she going through something. Let's say she's 21, so she's an adult. My daughter's going through something, and she's coming to her father. She's asking dad for some advice or what have you, or even my woman, my mother, my sisters, aunt, grandma, whoever. If the women in my life are going through something, should it subsequently be I'm going through something as well? If my daughter has a problem, don't dad got a problem? If my woman has a problem, don't her man got a problem? There's no separation in what's going on. You going through something, I'm going through something. And it should be if I'm going through something, we going through something. Not this whole like my pain's deeper than yours, my cuts hurt worse. You got paper cuts, I got real stab wounds. No. The fact is there's pain all over the community, and this pain needs to be rectified and healed. Now I will say it should go biggest emergency down to the smallest. I'm not gonna put, somebody with a gunshot behind somebody with a paper cut, but everybody does need to be seen. You see? So to go ahead and get to what I wanted to ask, this is what I want to know, because I be thinking about this, right, to land it. Brother Rilla, do you believe that most of us, and I'm talking about us as far as those who share our skin tone and features, do you believe that most of us, because we keep talking about power, I personally believe that majority of us have been given abundance of power that we were never trained to use. Now let's take Puffy. Abundance of power. Look at all the shit he's going through. Didn't know how to use it. I mean, you know, I still love my brother Cosby, Kelly. We can go down the line in the list of our men that have had an abundance of power, but for some reason, we just don't know how to use it. So I basically just want to know, in your opinion, do you believe that we keep being given the power and it's purposely given to us because our opposition knows that we can't handle it? They know it will destroy us. They know we're not built to handle what's about to come behind them M's on your check. And if you do believe that, brother, what do you think possibly we can do to at least get something going to, let's just say, redirect that or break the curse? I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
I can't get off mute quick enough. So my thought process as it relates to celebrities, again, it's that perception of power. So I don't think Diddy, Cosby, who else you can name, well, none of those cats have power when there's someone over them that can take their power. Well, unless you're saying like power endowed on us by the Most High and we're not tapping into our inner selves, then I would agree with that. But Diddy has money. Cosby has money. R. Kelly has money. They don't have power. I think
so money's not power.
Money is a tool and a resource.
Okay.
Yeah, money is a tool and a resource. The real power, and I'm not big on conspiracy theory, but I think some of this stuff does hold weight.
I am. Talk that shit.
Yeah, but I just think that the real power is in the one who could snatch your future. I forget which comedian that was. He was making a joke about, like, I'm not worried about somebody stealing my pocketbook. I'm worried about these CEOs and these corporations because they can snatch your 401k or your Bernie,
take your royalties, everything.
Yeah. So those type of people, those are the ones with like real power. And again, we got to remember, and I'm not saying this to be funny. It's the reality of it is sobering. Like, we're a minority in this country, right? And I mean like a real minority now, because the last report that I saw, Hispanics passed us, right? I think they're at 18% of the population, if I remember correct. We're at 14.5% of the population now, right? And we're conquered people. Period. This is why I keep saying we're better together. This conversation around gender wars, who have power and who don't have the power, doesn't matter. Has no bearing on nothing. Women having power now, or the perception of power to be able to move something, not women, Black women in particular. And I'm not saying that to be like dismissive or assign some punitive damage to Black women. I'm saying that as a sobering reality that we better get the fuck together and do like how Big Mom and Pawpaw and them and the ones before them used to do. And it's us against them. We better find something to stand on and band together. And let's say Lola, I can see it. I don't have a response for Lola. I've watched her in this space long enough. If you let Lola talk long enough, somehow, one way or another, she ended up making my point. She just broke down the methodology on how women achieve power, but it's still through an ally. I'm not saying total power or whatever, but I don't have a real rebut for it. My total message is always around community. It's never demeaning either one of us. It's never saying better and these heifers are bad, or Pookies and Ray Rays gotta go and the women and the Black woman is got. It's not none of that. They duping all of us. You think it's by happenstance that these gender wars are big money on YouTube? YouTube would split that advertising bag to watch black folk tear each other apart, talking about who better, this, that, and third. Meanwhile, our birth rates are dropping, our marriage rates are decreasing, and we're debating the significance of pair bonding. At our basic innate need, people talk about biological imperative, right? Your basic innate need and desire is to pair bond with another human being, chiefly the one that's opposite of you, because they complement. Compatibility is bullshit. Does my woman complement me? Does she fill in the gaps? Where I'm weak, is she strong? Where she's weak, am I strong? That's the real deal. We better get back to family and community, fam. That's the end of it, period, point blank, innocent. You ain't gonna have shit. Wipe the black man off the face of the earth. What do you have left? Right? Wipe the black woman and get the black woman out of here. Who's advocating on your behalf? What two things? I'm gonna go on mute after this.
My bad, and I apologize.
No, you good.
What was it? What was that you said? You said the respect or something. You said forget that. Give me something. What was them 2 words you just said?
I don't know. I'll be 50, man.
I'll replay it back. I'll replay it back.
You got to strike while the iron hot. I'm 50, man. I'm losing that memory.
Too many days, too many days. I might as well be your age.
I don't know, but I know at the end of the day, man, you better find you and get with that woman and make it work. You better stop running around out here trying to fuck on everything and make an excuse and talk about your biological imperative is the reason why you want to fuck on everything. You understand what I'm saying? You better stop running around here talking about, I don't need no man. Okay. Okay.
Can we talk about that, though? Can we really talk about that, though?
No, ma'am. No.
Why not? We would have to hit that, because it seems like men villainize women when they say that. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. When you get put in that casket, right? Is your man going with you? Are you going with the woman they putting you on the same casket? Wanting and needing is 2 different things. Yeah. And I always talk about that. So if you believe in a creator, right? If you believe in a creator, the creator, however you term that, I don't think God make mistakes at all. And we see throughout the universe, everything pairs and bonds, in some significant way to procreate, recreate, and lineage, legacy, and their species, right? I don't get listen, if you as an individual don't then that's your business. Have at it, right? I would stick to that, though. Please don't have no babies out here running around and operating as a single parent, because that does us no good. Right? Broken family does no one any good. We're living with the effects of broken families. So nobody's saying that. But what we find is people tout that and listen, I have the same pushback for men that say, we only need women to procreate. Then you making God a liar. Right? Because when he created Adam, he gave him all this responsibility, gave him all these tasks to do, and came to him and saw that he was still depressed, still unfulfilled, and he said it is not good for man to be alone. So there's purpose in us being together. Now, individually, if that ain't for you, then that ain't for you. I don't begrudge nobody that don't want to be with nobody, but overall, by and large, on a pair bond. By and large, a lot of us want companionship. By and large, a lot of us want to be in relationship with someone.
By and large, a lot of us don't want to die alone. It is what it is. Stop faking.
Let me say this too. That overreaching point of you going to the grave by yourself, you have expired already. There are people who but listen. Yeah, but you going into the grave 6 feet.
Right.
Here.
Which means
when you have a family. Wait, no, listen. You can. Is that ideal and is that optimal? There are people who have went on their deathbed. They have had their entire generation. So they were surrounded by their entire generation. Why we make it seem like somebody always like in these depressed state of beings when they transition? There are ancestors who have went. There are elders who have went with generations surrounded by them, and they saw it was good and they left.
My grandma kept saying, "I'm ready." She said, "My work is done. My kids are grown. I know my grandbabies. I'm ready." It's a new transition, and that is very much so. I know that firsthand. Live in paradise, Grandma Eon. That's right. I'm with you, Brody.
I think they say that because it's the inevitable.
Grandma.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the inevitable. Like, that's not our choice. Just like I feel like Eve was stronger than Adam. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always felt like that.
Come on, son.
If it wasn't for Eve,
no. Let her say it. It works fine.
Adam was weak as hell. Can we talk about it? Adam was weak as hell. He had no mind of his own, and he got his instructions from God.
Did you say he had no money of his own?
He said, "Let me show you something, Jesus. Let me show you something. He ain't the one. Eat this apple for him." That's what happened.
What just happened? What?
Hold on, family. Hold on. Cause I got a few more people in the building. All right. Because I definitely got to go after Evolution said all that. Salute to White School Podcast, and I'm definitely about to go ham. All right. So I'm gonna go to Vic because Vic said he want to say something. Then Ruby, you after that. Go ahead, Vic.
All right. Let me see if I can tie this up just a little bit, right? So I do want to quickly respond to Smitty and saying, let's not let's not with the children. I'm gonna address that real quick. You bend a tree when it's young, and you can have it go anyway. They say the same thing with a child. Train up a child the way you would have it go. You should not depart far from it. The fact of the matter is, we're more malleable as children. Simple as that. What happens is we get all of these ideals based on social media, based on the condition of the world that we live in and the environments that are around us. And by the time we figure out that we can't tough our way or make the world bend to our will, and we decide to bend, then even in our effort to bend, we break because we're just too far off from where we're trying to get to. And I feel like that's a losing game. No one wins there. You get a lot of people making empty promises. Leverage. The whole conversation is about leverage. You can't have a negotiation without leverage. The reality of it is the leverage hasn't really changed much since the beginning. Evolution just said Adam was weak. What was Eve negotiating with? Maybe her negotiating tool was just stronger than what he had to negotiate with. Maybe his perception of his tools were just skewed. Maybe that's the problem that we're still living under, is our perception of what our true value is as men is still caught up behind pleasing a woman in spite of that. At the end of the day, women's greatest negotiating tool has always been their sexual prowess. You can say anything beyond that, but we're not quantifying the value of a woman in her sex. What we're saying is her negotiating power is in her sex. Because men, like women, feel like there's certain things that we could do without, that we could do ourselves. So all that other shit that you add is optional. But what we can't do is go create the sex. Now, once we create that motherfucker, y'all ass out. Now, the fact of the matter is, on the other hand, men, we always had money and power, position and protection, provision. We were the providers and the protectors. Well, in the society that we live in, the only thing that we've lost is the respect. Both men and women have lost their common denominator, which was respect.
Hey, Vic, did we, because, remember I was talking about this on your show actually not too long ago, I think episode 2. Did we really lose our respect, my brother, or did we put it down somewhere one day, walk away, and someone else picked it up? I honestly, truly believe that we didn't have anything, for the most part, taken from us. I don't believe that we really lost anything. I believe that for whatever kooky, strange reason, one day, in the midst of us needing the strength, dignity, integrity, discipline the most, we just decided to take all of that along our travels and sit it down. And brothers like myself and sisters like myself during that time before I was born was like, oh, wait, hey, we need that. And somehow or another, those who was leading the pack was like, nah, we'll be fine. Just leave that there. And it was all about power. A lot of information, a lot of things to be passed down, and we just left it there, and someone else picked it up, and now we're running around here talking about somebody stole some shit from us. That's just where I'm at with it. And last piece, Vic, I do get with what you're saying. I mean, because nothing I'm saying is really a disagreement. It's just, just I guess the way my brain functions. So, like, children don't sit at the round table. Children sit at the dinner table. Okay? What we do is because everything you said about with the children and stuff, I totally agree. But what you were describing was prepare the children for the day that they need to be at the round table, because your turn is coming up next. And that's just the way that I see that. The fact is that the last time I saw a child get into power was Kim Jong-un, and look at how that shit been working out. So I do believe that children should not be at the round table. They should be at the dinner table with us, and you prepare them for the day that they need to go ahead and step up and take the throne and make sure that whatever we got started, it stays in place to the best of their ability. But I digress. My mic is muted. But you made some great points, Brody.
Well, let me just land my plane.
Okay.
I agree with you do, and I don't want to spend a lot more time on the children. I actually want to just close that point. But the respect that you were talking about, we didn't lose it, but we consciously exchanged not only our respect, but the power and our position for pleasure. I'm not even going to limit it to sex, but for pleasure. Everyone is caught up into satisfying their wildest desires at any cost and exchanging it for whatever. Like there's even your own health, your own life. Pleasure is the thing that is the greatest negotiating tool. That's what the devil works out of. That's how he can talk you out of a 20-year friendship or relationship or whatever the case may be. Now, this is what I have to
remember, Vic. You can only negotiate with those who can comprehend the negotiation contract.
That's not true. People take bad deals all the time.
And where does it get us? Do you think we need any more bad deals, Vic? I don't think we need that near one more bad deal. I don't think we need that near one more shaky moves.
So let me.
Smell like tires.
So this is negotiation that I put on the table. The negotiation that I suggest, right, for men, because women are in the catbird seat. They already where they want to be. They making their own decisions. They got money. The only thing that they don't got is what we got. And if they figure that out good enough, we're gonna be asked out too. So at the end of the day, what has changed is it's all financial. The reason that people aren't lining up because those young men are not financially empowered. Oh, you got to be 40 to hit your financial stride. That ain't always been the fucking case. That's just the reality that we living in now. So it's forcing the mismatch. It's forcing the age gap. Those women aren't predators seeking old men, and those old men aren't predators seeking young women. It's just the sign of the time. And I think that the only way that you can undo that would be to say, hey, women, y'all stay out of the workforce. Because that's what happened. The workforce has been split in half. And y'all wonder why so many broke ass men. Y'all got their jobs. Y'all got their jobs. But you looking for them to have something. You saying it's
men that are broke because women took their job?
They took our job.
I got a hard time with that, Brody. I always make it happen. Don't nobody. I don't know. Me personally, I would never say no. The reason why I ain't working, baby, because all these heifers took everything. You think I can come home and say that?
No.
Hold on, let Vic land because I gotta get the Ruby.
Hey,
'Cause she
hey,
been
yeah,
up there for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. Let me close this. Now, are women
Please.
are women willing to go back home, using your legs closed as birth control, the only true birth control, and actually being willing to master the home front and be more than a shitty housekeeper? The price of D has to go up. The self value of the man has to go up. He can't negotiate when you can't go to the pawn shop looking like you on your last leg talking about you got to give me some more for that. You look thirsty. You look
Should no
desperate.
stable man be in no pawn shop unless you own it, sir.
Exactly. So you already walking in the door at a disadvantaged negotiating position, and unless you can raise the price of D, or the ladies want to go backwards in time to give us the room to move, I don't think that's going to happen. It definitely won't be this generation. That's all I got.
Gotcha.
Women
Okay.
shouldn't have to give us
Let me-
that, but I'm with you,
let me-
Vic. I like it. Go ahead, so go ahead. I like that,
Let
Vic.
me go to Ruby Dog. Ruby Dog, go ahead.
Hey, Ruby.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Queens? What's up, Kings up in the
Hey,
building?
family.
So I just want to say a couple of things.
Hey.
Shout out to that Tupac clip in which I feel like a lot of people would get slapped in the mouth if Tupac was around, because there's just certain things that we got to dial back to. You know what I'm saying? We got to revere each other. I think also there's sometimes I feel like we feel like we're too smart for our own good sometimes. When our community, if things aren't around us a certain way within the community, then I don't know if we could really think that, you know? Anywho, and I also want to think that every time I want to get mad at men, I just think of my son, who I have to raise and who I have to instill these properties to, and then the thought, it humbles me back to, we do need each other. In fact, it's a spiritual notion. It's a spiritual response in which, as an educated person who can get her own money, who has her own shit, who does everything impeccably well in my standards, I still feel the need to submit to something that not necessarily saying that I need to submit to a man, right? But I need to submit to something greater than myself. And if that does mean that I have a blessing of a person who I can trust and walk with in that way, if we're talking just minimalizing it to relationships, then so be it. But I don't want to I don't want to walk in delusion either, nor do I want to respond through a lens of hurt or past trauma.
Okay, Ruby Dog, cook that. I like that.
I respect that.
I like
Definitely.
that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else want to share before I move on to the next video?
No, we good. Think we good, right?
Okay. Thank y'all for cooking that, man. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? All right, so this next one is going to be very explosive, so viewer discretion is advised. All right? I'm just going to say that right now. All right, as the other one was, but it's going to be really explosive right here, okay? All right? Fair use is always. Fair use, fair use, fair use. All right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Where is it at? Is it this one? Yeah, there you go. Oof, man, this brother was going in on this one. Let's go, y'all.
Family and wouldn't even think and wouldn't even blink twice. Kids, babies, dogs, grandmothers, old people, every single person from your family existence would be no longer here if one of my brothers was lynched by one of them motherfuckers. God forbid my brother get killed by a police officer. Everybody in that cop's family is gonna die. Every single one, including the cop, in his lawyer, in the judge that won't give the conviction. I'm getting them all, and I'm gonna get away with it. And be on the run for the rest of my natural fucking life, enjoying the memory of those cowards begging me for their life while I put a pistol in their mouth and emptied the trigger and then pissed on them. I have no remorse. They gave us no remorse. They gave us no peace. Raping our women, raping our sisters, black women screaming to their lungs, "Ah! Stop! White men laughing, having fun like it was some type of a game. 30 men on one woman, raping them in front of their kids, in front of their dead husband. You think I give a fuck about somebody's opinion? I didn't forget. I make sure I remind myself the fuck these motherfuckers be doing. I don't give a fuck about Gaza. I give a fuck about Israel, Palestine. Let one of them get hung. I would murder that person's whole family and wouldn't even think and wouldn't even blink twice. Kids, babies, dogs, grandmothers, old people, every single person from your family existence would be no longer here if one of my brothers was lynched by one of them motherfuckers. God forbid my brother get killed by a police officer. Everybody in that cop's family is gonna die. Every single one, including the cop, in his lawyer, in the judge that won't give the conviction. I'm getting them all, and I'm gonna get away with it and be on the run for the rest of my natural fucking life, enjoying the memory of those cowards begging me for their life while I put a pistol in their mouth, emptied the trigger, and then pissed on them. I have no remorse. They gave us no remorse. They raping our women, raping our sisters, black women screaming to their lungs, "Ah! Stop!" White men laughing, having fun like it was some type of a game. 30 men on one woman, raping them in front of their kids, in front of their husband. You think I give a fuck about somebody's opinion? I didn't forget. I make sure I remind myself the fuck these motherfuckers be doing. I don't give a fuck about Gaza. I give a fuck about Israel, Palestine. Let one of them get hung.
Ooh, man. Whoever want to cook, go ahead and cook. Matter of fact, I'm gonna click this one first. I was having a conversation with somebody today. It was like a therapy session. You know what I mean? And
I bet you are. I bet your ass is.
yeah, I know. This is right up Tika's level. I know. Tika, come up if you want to share. Tika, if you want, come up. Now, you know what I mean. When I was having a conversation with somebody, and they was trying to, they were trying to tell me that I need to forgive certain people for certain instances. Salute to my man Grizz. Good morning, Stan. What's going on? You know what I mean? Salute. And I was quite frank. I was like, look, man, I don't forgive these people. I don't. Once I know that you don't care about me to the point where I'm about to be in the grave, I don't care about you. You don't exist. I'll never forgive you. Never. And if I didn't have to go to jail, I would kill you. Literally, I would delete you. You know what I'm saying? I would have somebody delete you. Like, that's how strong it is. You know what I mean? And maybe one day I may get to the point where I can forgive. But that day and today, because once you show me that you don't care about my very life, or you don't care about the life of the people that I care about, nah, ain't no forgiveness, bro. Ain't none of that. Forgive what? You know what I mean? Because then people start thinking you weak and that it's sweet, and then they can just keep going and going and going. And you got to draw the line somewhere. You got to let them know that when that line is crossed, you want to take them out. And then they stop fucking with you. Seriously.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Okay.
And I know Mr. Best don't really talk this way most of the time, but I've been through this already, so I know how it feels. When people piss on you when they think you're about to go in the grave, I know how that feels. I know how that feels. When you're trying to live and you taking medication, or you working out, or you going to doctor's appointment because you don't know you're up from your down.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know from a reality from a dream. Anybody ever felt that way? If you have, then definitely.
Oh boy.
If you haven't, then yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I get what you're saying, so.
And I don't take no qualms about it. And yes, it is hard for me to forgive sometimes. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna front. Especially when it comes to that. Anybody can share. Go ahead.
Okay. I just
go ahead, Lolo. Ladies first, and I got after the ladies.
I just want to ask a question because I'm listening to the video and he's making statements that have to be supported by certain facts before he can remotely say those statements. Now, I'm not making a statement towards you, Mr. Best. However, my guy here is talking about the period of what we call, that began with what we understand as the Ma'afa, right? That's what he's talking about. However, I'm picking up a tinge of foreign blood in him. And I'm like, if you are from the continent, okay, hold on, wait a minute. If you from the continent, you know that the Ma'afa wasn't the start of slavery. And slavery actually started about 500 to 600 years prior to that in Africa. However, the perpetuators of slavery in Africa was not the Portuguese prior to the Ma'afa. It was actually Africans that I'll give them progenitor through the Arabs. However, this is something that was been going on, that raping and stuff like that of women in mass casualty happened on the continent and still happens on the continent. And as we know, slavery, as we knew it, ended in 1992 in Africa versus, was it 1859 here? Like when he says, when he talks about black, white people, here's the thing. I can forgive somebody who is not from my people that want to conquer my people because it's in their best interest. I can forgive them for that because that's natural. What I can't forget is my own doing that to me. That is what's unforgivable. And I don't see him talking about that. But I see him talking about he's going to go and delete the judge who wouldn't give the rightful conviction. Meanwhile, anybody who is from the Americas know that judges don't give convictions. It's juries that give convictions. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I've been a juror, and if you try to split that vote, you might as well give that life away. So you better negotiate with that life if you want to put it away or give it away, one of the two. But you have to understand politics to even get to that point in the conversation. But he's talking about spending his life hunting down people that literally do not have anything to do with the deletion of anyone in his family. If a police officer kills someone or deletes someone in your family, that police officer should face criminal charges. However, if the evidence showed that your family member was on some fuck shit, then that's just too bad. Okay, seriously. And I say that as someone who has family members that I wouldn't want to see go nowhere. I talk to my family members and I prep my children. But at the end of the day, if one of mine do something that causes their own demise, I have to live and die with that. But that's life. And I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. Okay, like seriously, I don't like seeing black men cry about shit. And even though he said everything he said with his chest, I smell tears in his eyes, and that's what's giving me that this little bit of non-respect for him right now, because he's skipping over shit and cherry picking and acting like he don't know what the truth of the matter is. When in reality, we all understand. We know we not new to this. When he talks about his anger for the let's say for retribution, that's a natural thing. We all feel that. You don't have to reiterate that in no way that we all don't understand. But for you to sit there and talk about deleting other people that have nothing to do with it because of how you feel, that tells me you have some growing up to do. So although I hear what people are saying, I hear what they're not saying too. And I don't like that shit. But go ahead.
Chocolate, you want to tap in before I go?
Let me say this real quick. He ain't
Go ahead,
He ain't get into the whole historical fact. He's saying these people are in power, which is mostly those people who don't look like us. You know what I mean? They make the laws, the statutes, the amendments, and all that other shit. And he ain't worried about the whole politics. We gotta get out that whole. You may be black or not black. You're from Africa. You may not be. Fuck all that. Okay? Fuck all of that. All right? They playing with us. Are we gonna let them play with us? Or are we gonna be on some liberation shit? Straight up.
Yeah, we're gonna liberate ourselves from men all over the country doing that shit. That's what we're gonna liberate ourselves from.
I haven't talked the whole show. I'm talking now though. I ain't talked the whole show. Are we really gonna ride or we ain't? That's it.
We ain't riding with that because that's a lie.
Hold on. Let me say what I'm saying. Because that's the conversation that y'all don't want to have. Y'all want to play and politics, everything else when it comes to us riding for us.
He just placated to the politics. That's what he just did, Mr. Bass.
I'm talking. I haven't talked the whole show.
You have been talking this show. Stop playing.
No, I haven't. I've let y'all rock. For the most part.
Let him get it out. Go ahead, so respect him talking. Go ahead, so.
Let me see what I gotta say. Now, we want to politic and do all the other shit when it comes to us. Fuck all that. Nah. When it needs to go down, it needs to go down. That's it.
What needs to go down? You telling people to commit to break the law?
You some crossing you. Forget the law. Ain't nobody worry about the law. We ain't make the law. They made the law. We ain't coming with all these rules and all that. We wasn't sitting up in Congress and all that. It wasn't us that came up with this stuff. We didn't make this country. We didn't. You know what I mean? We may have built it, but we didn't come up with the laws and statutes and all that. We didn't. Let's be real, because we didn't. And we know that already. That's a fact.
So why we can't take accountability for the bullshit that happened here at our own hands? Why we can't take accountability for that? If what you're saying is true, why not?
Nobody is saying that we don't have.
That's what you are inadvertently saying.
Nobody's saying we have issues. Nobody's saying we have issues.
No, we don't. It's not a matter of not having issues.
If somebody goes to Chinatown right now and murks somebody from Chinatown, they're not worried about what the fucking triad is doing in their community. They ain't worried about that. They looking for the person that murked somebody up in their community. They don't care about the degenerates. They care about who murked who. There was a guy out here in California. It was a college student. He was Chinese, right? He got murked. They put so much like money when it came to finding his killers. It was crazy. You would think this dude was a prince or something like that. It was just a regular college student. But you know what? His community wasn't playing about him. Them communities don't play about their people. We be playing.
Are they supposed to though?
And trying to. Lola, you're not gonna stop me from talking. You're not gonna change my mind. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
I ain't trying to change your mind. I'm not really trying to change your mind. If you feel like telling people
she don't agree, nigga. That's all. She don't agree. That's all she's saying.
Okay, she ain't gotta agree. It's all good. But let me say what I gotta say. A lot of stuff that y'all say I don't agree with, but I let y'all rock. I let y'all talk. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's how I feel. And I'm not changing how I feel. That's what I believe. And it is what it is. Smitty is on
But how you believe is not what that man in that video was just saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's cat right there.
I don't care about none of that.
If you don't care about that, I don't know why we had to sit through that shit then.
Say it again?
If you don't care about what the fuck happened in the video, why we had to sit through that shit?
It's so peaceful.
Like I said, I'm saying what I feel about the video. That's it and that's all. Smitty, it's on you.
What?
Right.
All right, so look, real quick, since it's on Smitty.
Oh my God.
Thank you. What I wanted to say to that is, look, right, I'm childlike with Lolo on that one. Like, look, and not in the direct angle she's on, but if she spoke on a piece I didn't quite see when I was listening. Bruh, the way that nigga talks, honestly, bro, is extremely immature, bro. First and foremost, we always so focused on, I wish the nigga would have just came on camera and said, you know what, this ain't got shit to do with white people. I just want to fight a nigga or two. Just say that, bro. Just say you want to get an issue off. Because the fact is that I get it. I believe me. I'm a very passionate guy myself. It's often mistaken for like anger and disgruntled. No, I'm just very passionate. But like, I also know how to think. Like, when you get to talking, he don't have no clue of how his words, your passionate words. You know how many young niggas gonna go ahead and do double life or get the chair and not even see 25 because somebody going off what you saying. We got to recognize, dog, when you on certain platforms and you saying certain things, there is somebody who's going to listen to that retarded shit and throw their life away. Because they don't get the intricacies and how this shit works. There's levels to it. Most you niggas don't even know how to get to a damn judge. Shut your big wild geeking ass up. I just hate when I hear the bullshit. I can't stand when I hear people bro, that's beyond overcapping. That's a goddamn football helmet. To sit up here and say, oh yeah, because Lola hit it, and she was like, these people ain't got nothing to do with that. We so focused on, trying to get a lick back instead of building and putting parameters in place so that we never have to go through it again. Not never once did I hear that man say, you know what, man, these police do me wrong. I'm going to do everything I can to learn this law and use it against them. I'm going to do everything I can. Yeah, I'm going to make sure my kids and those around me, I'm going to make sure we study this shit and we get into it. You know why? If it is fucked up, it's because those of us who don't want it to be, don't want to be in it. If you want it to change, we have to implicate us into it. That's what any and every other culture does. You know why so many things have changed for Spanish? Because instead of sitting around and bitching about it, they raised their kids to know how to do that shit. Now look at them. These niggas came over here and lapped us. How they do that? So my point is, it's like, dog, I hear you. Okay, cool. Yeah, bravo. Yeah, you sound like just another nigga who want to fight. That's it. And where is that really getting us? Where has it gotten us? Do you think really the heads of the world want to listen to your violent ass talking like that? Who do you think you're really going to appeal to besides niggas who are ready to be fucking crash dummies? You're just making crash dummies, bro. So then, when we hear this story, well, you know, 17-year-old such and such, for whatever reason, you know, try to hit up 2 officers sitting in their car or had a court date and try to pull a gun out on the judge, probably was listening to some dumbass nigga like that talking. Nothing that man said gives any respect from me. It sounds ignorant. I learned nothing. Only thing I learned was what type of niggas to stay away from. I digress. My mic is muted. Raw, oh so lovely to see you, my friend. You already know what it is.
Hey, hi.
How you doing, Queen?
Hey,
I'm gonna do this.
I kind of see where both of y'all coming from, though.
I'm gonna go to Evolution. Then I'm gonna go to Raw Evolution. Let me say this real quick, right?
Mhm.
Because there's a reason I played Pop before him, because Pop was kind of on that same type of time.
He was.
He was on that liberation shit heavy.
Mhm.
Super heavy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You need a celebrity to move people like that.
I actually was actually.
That's what it seems like.
So Evo, I'm gonna go to Evo. I'm gonna go to Raw, then Rilla, then Chocolate, then Vic, and then Queen. So Queen, you're gonna be last, all right? Go ahead, Evo.
I kind of see what both of y'all are saying. You know, this is the thing about the message, right? Because I'm kind of desensitized to all that. One, because we're not unified. Like, I'm just going to say it. We're not unified. You get what I'm saying? That's one problem. You know, another problem is something like that. If we were more unified, probably would have hit different. You get what I'm saying? But we still kind of on the crab in the barrel mentality type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Another thing is something like that. I don't think it should be something that you put on social media. That's more for when you ringling up your people. You know what I'm saying? Or like-minded people in your community, and you ready to start a change. You get what I'm saying? A lot of plans have been ruined from the beginning of time because we talk too damn much. You get what I'm saying? We just got to be seen. We got to have somebody watching. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's how our plans kind of get, you know. I don't feel like he should have said that anyway on any interview, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Another thing is, I like the passion. You get what I'm saying? Because we need people like that. Because we got way too many scary people out here. You got way too many scary people out here. The other day, somebody called me a panther. You know what I'm saying? And said it's real hard to argue with me, whatever. And, you know, I took that as, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the stronger people in the community that's going to stand up for my people. You get what I'm saying? We need people like that, you know. But with that comes that mindset that you can't let nobody talk you down from what you believe in. And you get what I'm saying? It's a saying. Everybody can't come. You get what I'm saying? It's going some people you're going to have to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? For the cause. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I like the passion. If we were more unified, I really feel like it would work. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Where else want to go? Y'all can go.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? Sure, the revolution will not be televised. Like, let's just be real honest. They've been telling you this for years and years and years. And I see black men and black women sitting there like, we need to do this, and we need to do that, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. But when was black culture actually changed? When were the laws changed to benefit the black people? Anybody? Don't worry about it. I got the answer. It was during the civil rights movement. How were these laws changed? These laws were changed by politics. These laws were changed by policies being changed. A whole bunch of stuff. So when we sit in there and we talking about like going to war, go to war how? Go to war where? There is no unity within the community. Within the community, we got colorism, we got sexism, we got classism, we got ageism. So you don't have unity within a group, which means you don't know yourself. You don't know your enemy because everything is the white man's fault. Instead of sitting back and analyzing the white man's system, how has the white man actually operated with so much power and impunity for almost a millennia in this land? See, until you understand those things, people will tell you that redlining doesn't even exist. It's not a thing, and it has no actual weight to the lack of education within the Black community. People are undereducated. They are not involved in politics, not even on a local level. When there's a Black politician that is making a move to get elevated into congressional seats or senatorial seats, nobody goes out and votes for him when he's trying to volley to be the local comptroller. Everybody wants to say, well, high value, and you women better be this, that, and the third, because none of you qualify for a high value man. Meanwhile, the majority of the community, especially the African American community, has a median income almost $10,000 less than the median income for the whole entire country. When you look at the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, African Americans are the lowest earners, with the income gap between men and women being negligible. It is a difference of less than $5,000. But Black men want to be the leaders, and they sit on social media every day crying about women. They sit on social media every day crying about the white man. They sit on social media every day crying about baby mamas, while they stick their penises in women and then leave women with children, broken homes, and say it's the fault of the women. I need Black men to take 50% of the responsibility that Black women shoulder in this community, instead of trying to put Black women down. I need Black men to get off of the Xbox and the PlayStation. That shit ain't paying you. Get into a motherfucking book, bitches. Go down to Congress. Turn on MSNBC. Watch the filibuster. Go get a law degree. Become a lawyer. All of these high value lawyers, since y'all got problems with the child support system, bandy together, create a lawsuit, sue the United States government. Do some work instead of being so goddamn angry. Because the men that moved the damn needle for our community were men that in fact presented blonde hair and blue eyes. Were men that in fact presented as African American. Men that had degrees in law. Men that put their lives on the line. Our ancestors fought in the streets, stood up against the oppressor, was hosed down, attacked with dogs, killed and slaughtered. Slaughtered in their own house. Shout out to Fred Hampton. Done dirty by the CIA and their own people. Shout out to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Put in jail for incessant amounts of times. Shout out to the Black Panther. And then their ideologies were taken and used and made part of the social service system. And then we are vilified for having to receive social services when we were actually providing this for our communities as a whole. The NOI actually was causing unity within Black families, causing women to go in the house dressed modestly, and causing order within the communities. And they try to vilify the NOI too. So yeah, let's just keep vilifying each other. Yeah, let's just keep yelling on social media. Yeah, let's just keep acting crazy. Fuck it, that's more fun. That brings more clicks and more views, and that brings more dollars for the individual. And the individuals don't do shit but take that money and give it to Balmain, Balenciaga, Fendi, Jordan, Chrysler, Nissan, and Cadillac. Ain't doing shit for the community. But I'm gonna be quiet.
Hey, Raw, real quick, what's the NOI? I'm sorry if I sound slow. What's that?
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam.
Oh, duh, my bad. Okay, I've
Which
never
also in line
heard.
with the fruit of
My
Islam
bad.
as well. The military branch of the Nation of Islam. But
Hey, you can
Chicago,
get your black card back at the end of the show, Smitty.
yeah, you will.
Hey.
Real, it's on you. It's on you,
I'll
real.
buy everybody Popeyes on me, nigga. Popeyes on me.
Man, remember, I got to eat healthy, so you can't buy me that, man. You got to buy me something else. Real, it's on
I
you.
will
Go
take
ahead.
the Popeyes. I will take Popeyes.
You need to stop. You need to stop doing that too. You.
You don't
All
get nothing to
right.
drink with your biscuits, though.
Red beans and rice for
Nothing to
soul
drink at
coming
all.
up.
Chicago real, it's on you. Really, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, listen, I just wait for people to stop talking. You know I got PTSD from Thursdays, man. I don't talk when other people
Oh
talking.
man.
I just wait patiently. I
Man,
just
go ahead
wait
and get in there,
patiently.
Chicago.
Them Thursdays are magical, baby. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, man, that's the Royal Rumble, man. Shout out to Bizzle, man, for coming through with the nuke bombs. I do have one question after I kind of recentered this a little bit. The brother, I was driving, so I couldn't see his face or anything to determine his age or if he was, young or whatever, right?
He looked between 25 and maybe 32, maybe mid 20s, early 30s, from what I
Okay.
saw.
Either way, even if he was around my age, the conversation sounds young, which kind of lets me know, or because I deal with them types, right? And that gentleman is part of our warrior class that's been eradicated. They misdirected, misguided, and undecided about quite a few things. And a lot of times they just need to be redirected into the right place to position that passion, that anger that they have. Because they're not wrong to have it. It's just misdirected and misplaced. So like Raw was given a couple of good options for them to utilize that frustration, right? Go get a degree. Go become an attorney. Go take some lawsuits to, similar to what Malcolm X did when he was attempted to petition the UN at the plight of Black Americans, right? I didn't take any offense to what the brother was saying. I was just hearing it as passion. And again, because those are the types that end up becoming gang members, gang leaders, and they're leading a nation. I don't know if y'all know this, but like in Chicago, at one point at the height, total gang affiliation or membership was like well into 30,000. 30,000, so that's just in one city. 30,000 soldiers going at each other at any given time, right? And you talking about wars happening not, miles apart. These are blocks over from each other. Now imagine if that energy was redirected. So when I hear brothers like that speak, I'm always thinking about redirecting the conversation. So with that, I'll leave that there, man. Like I totally felt what the brother was saying. Again, a lot of that energy is just misdirected. However, Bizzle, because I know you gave a lot of insight on what the brothers need to do, but I'm very curious because I know you're an astute woman, and I know you do have conversation for the women. But just in the interest, not necessarily of fairness, but definitely balance, what would the sisters need to do to aid and assist in this? This mission of getting the community aligned or getting alikes to align and move in a similar direction. What say you?
Women need to focus on themselves and get their education. Women need to stop sleeping with these no account, good for nothing, deadbeat ass ninjas. Women need to stop being damn impressed by penis size and be impressed by the character of a man. Women need to stop depending on men for money and be able to bring something to the table financially, because nobody likes a damn leech. It don't matter what we do, because at some point that vajayjay gonna get worn out, that mouth gonna get boring, honey. And most of y'all don't even know how to cook. Get y'all asses in a damn kitchen, read a damn cookbook, honey. Learn how to boil water without burning the damn pot. Do some, and stop talking to these damn idiots, yo. At the end of the day, as soon as a dude give you a red flag, I don't give a shit. There ain't nothing wrong with being alone. Drop that nigga like a bad motherfucking habit. Oh, you want to talk for 50,000 hours, and then you only want to let me say 2 words, and then you want to be loud talking me again, and I'm supposed to be understanding of what the hell you going through, and I can't even say 2 words? No, goodbye, block, delete. Okay? Nobody got time for this. And stop having kids for these dudes. Okay, they tell you they're allergic to condoms. Well, guess what? Then they're allergic to not having no vagina. And if you want to be stupid enough to give that nigga some vagina without a condom on, be prepared to walk away with herpes, HIV, genital warts, gonorrhea, chlamydia. But baby, you could go right down to the CVS, get you a VCF fill, and even though you may walk away with an STD for being stupid, you don't have to walk away with them kids, because them kids are something like forever. And if you have kids with these dudes and these dudes ain't doing nothing that they need to do for their kids, don't you be breaking them off with none of your tax money. If all through the year, okay, if from April until February, you can't find your baby daddy, you ask that nigga for $20 worth of gas, you ask him to come and take care of his children, and he telling you no, and he playing stupid when he get to calling you between February 1st and April 15th, honey, put that dude on block. My bad, my phone was off, your child support was late, and I couldn't pay my phone bill. And stop letting these men shame you because you're doing everything you can to get some money. And then when they send you their little dribs and drabs of coins throughout the month, you go get your nails done or your hair did. Let them know you paid for your children up front. They supposed to be providing and protecting these damn kids, and they ain't doing their job. Stay on your purpose, sister. Stay on your square and focus on your business. Because when women start demanding more from men, men will start being better. See, how it's supposed to go is when men demand more from women, women will be better. But by default, ladies, you have become the leaders of the community. So lead these niggas down the dry dick path until they get their shit together.
Holy Spirit. Activate, bitch.
Hallelujah.
Nah, I see that shit. I see it. Look, I knew Bizzle was gonna do. Let me.
Hold on, y'all.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Blue Exodus, salute. Got to pull up. You know what I mean?
I'm fired up now.
I don't know who these other niggas are, but ain't no woman leading me. And the only woman I'll ever lead me is my grandmother, because she over me. She'll be
We already the leaders. Ain't nothing y'all can do. We woke up.
Ain't nobody leading shit over here.
We woke up.
So look, so
Wait,
bad.
when you have people talking every day long, oh well, the women won't submit. Oh well, the women won't this. Oh well,
Hold on,
the women
Bizzle.
won't put you on child support. Oh
Here
well,
she
the
go. You just got us started, brother.
Hold on.
Nah. Go ahead.
Hold
My
on.
bad.
Everybody, hold on. All right, hold on. You know what I mean? I think men and women both need to lead, but that's what I believe. But anyway, you know what I mean? And I also want to say this too, and this is something I really want to say. I'm gonna make a PSA about this. All right, in 2024, if you still don't know how to use a condom, then listen, we gonna have to put you in a mental institution. Okay, all right, like we really gonna have to examine your brain. Okay, we're gonna really have to examine your brain, and maybe your organs ain't working or something. But yeah, something is wrong with you if you don't.
Rubbers off for seconds.
Yeah, like something's going on. I don't know what it is, but something is going on with you. So it's on chocolate, then it's on Vic, then it's on Queen and Grizz. So
May I
chocolate,
please
go
just
ahead.
say one thing real quick though?
Yes, ma'am.
To the fallout, honey. Let me explain something to you. I did not have children until I was 32 years old and married. Me, my children, and their father have the same last name. I had children after I had a degree in nursing, a degree in science, a degree in culinary arts. I was able to sit home with my child until she was 2.5 years old. And when I went back into the workforce, I went into a job paying $80,000 a year. The advice that I'm giving women is the advice that I have already lived, because my mother was an Air Force veteran. Who didn't have me until she was 26 years old when she did her tour of duty. And my father was a Navy man. See, so when I speak, a lot of women should listen, because I got to live my life. I don't regret my kids. I don't have mommy burn now. I be happy. I'm gonna be quiet though.
I agree.
Once y'all just start back giving head and stop acting like that ain't the problem.
Please, first of all, a lot of y'all can't even take no head. Somebody give you head in 2 minutes, done. Be quiet, Vic.
Bizzle, you gotta relax.
Yeah. Hold on. We going to chocolate. Hold on. We going to chocolate. Hold on. We going to chocolate. Then we going to you, Vic. Then we going to Queen. Then we going to Grizz. Go ahead, chocolate.
I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, I'm just listening to y'all. Oh my goodness. I'll make it short. I think bravado is something that keeps people in a perpetual state. Like, we actually do the same thing and expect something different. Like, just like you guys were talking about the condoms, right? It's 2024. People knew it in 2023. Since the 90s, that's been up, right? But people still have unprotected sex. You're going to always have humans out here humaning. I made that up. Just like every other word. We follow traditions. We are culturalified. We have biases and desires and wants, and we find people who connect with us. That's all that happens. Some people's tribes change, some people's don't. The problem is we try to control that. And as we see now, the architect who put what our society is now together, it seems like it's so overwhelming that we don't see an actual positive if we start to invest in our own communities. But it was designed that way for us not to do it. Because if we do, and we do it with how when things are important to us, that's an explosive situation. And even before this conversation, just a little earlier, when we were talking about the politics of it, simply put, if we don't become an economic chain, then we will never have voting power. But like I said, it's a lot of bravado. Who's ready to stick their hands in the dirt or on the computer or wherever you got to go to put the pieces together to have all of this, to actually see the positivity that we discuss when we talk about our community. And y'all got it. Thanks.
You know what I think, Chocolate, from what you're saying briefly? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. I wanted to say something to her real quick when you're done.
You gonna go after everybody else go. After everybody go, then I'm gonna let you rock. Vic, go ahead. It's on you. Then Queen and Grizz.
Yeah. I don't know how brief I can make this, but to Raw, we can't beat the system from the inside. That's what you can't do. So when people say, "Well, we'll vote our way out of this bullshit," it sounds as crazy as me as that young man did, because it's all far fetched. First of all, if you can ever figure out what you could do, they'll just rewrite the rules. The game is not meant to be defeated. It's not designed that way. They'll burn this motherfucker down before you let you niggas take the wheel. So, with that understood, I don't think we have to be a bunch of about that. We kind of get that, which is why you sit on the public they provide and tell war strategy that you actually plan to implement. And if you're just jacking off, getting your shit off, then why do it publicly? You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna handle any business. You just talking. You know what I mean? So I hope you got some views from that shit if that's what your intent was. But if you were sincere, which it sounded like he was sincere, it just sounded like he was emotional. I quite agree with Miss O'Shearn when she said, "What you say? You felt tears or smelt tears?" Like anybody who knows something about it, they don't even have to be the guy. They can see through that. That's pain. That's anger. That's rage. That's uncontrolled or unbridled emotion from someone who's not been trained how to channel that and utilize that energy. So it becomes self-destructive. What he actually said was not a cry or a plea for the black community, which is why I hate when we have these conversations and always refer, "Oh, well, What about all the everything that's related to the black community? Sometimes it's just he actually has a personal problem that he's blanketing under the guise of unity and slavery, and he's sourcing that as a contributing factor of his pain. But he hasn't been alive long enough to see Jim Crow, less more slavery. I think it probably ain't seen Root to completion. So what the fuck is he so upset about? In reality, living in the most privileged generation that's ever been on earth, niggas or otherwise. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really like to hear people frivolously talk about shit that they would never do. Life on the run in 2024. So what you actually saying is, if I'm dumb enough to do what I'm saying, I don't even got the heart enough to go do the time behind it, because I'm talking about life on the run like I'm finna live a whole entire life successfully on the run, watching people. Man, who the fuck you think you is? Enemy of the state? No.
Facts. Facts.
But they have America's Most Wanted. There are people who get away.
Not for life. So and they'll take your old ass to jail and let you do the rest of your time in that bitch. So at the end of the day, what I'm seeing is a untrained soldier, kamikaze at best. You say he's a crash test? Absolutely. Chicago, you want to respect that man? Guess what? Most of the OGs I know scared to talk to the youth because they know they ready to crash out, and they ain't trying to hear nobody that ain't trying to tell them how to unless you got some advice on how to better crash out, they not trying to hear it, and they might crash on you just because they got a hair trigger on them. You understand what I'm saying? And then check the move. What's really going on, right? Military, some insight, like a bunch of training, whole bunch of training. You don't never put it in action. So everybody kind of got this little unwritten itch to get in what they call the shit. Say that they're a combat veteran, to say that they had some bullets fly over their head, that something, because all the people back home want to know, hey, remember when you was talking all this shit about going to this place or doing that? Yeah, whatever happened to that? Hey, you said you're going to the Air Force, you fly planes? You said you're going to the Army, did you shoot somebody yet? Motherfuckers want to know whatever happened to that. And it's just this itch that people get to fulfill. When they fulfill it, you actually get what you're seeing now. Documentaries of people who went to war 60 years ago, men still a kid, the brain's tormented, they can't sleep. 60 years later, thinking about all the shit that they done had to see, the casualties. If all your value is to the people around you is your ability to be a martyr, then who am I to stop? But I wrote a song a long time ago, and I'm gonna land with this. And I was in a similar energy. Said, I'll die for you, but would you cry for me? And when we go, who gonna cry for we? The point is, even if you had the nerve, the muster up to do what you said, what is the ultimate effect of what you did? You are not Nat Turner, brother. That is not what's going to happen. This is not the age. People are not unified. Our problems are not the same. We have no common ground. You're acting as an individual. If you're an individual, like, God bless your path, man, because it must be meant to be if he allowed it. I got it.
All right. Let me just say this before I let Queen and Grizz go, right? Basically, what that young man was saying was that he's ready to ride for his. And you know, most people can't be around me. I don't talk to most people because I'm a rider. And if you ain't a rider, then you can't really be around me. To be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of time I'm isolate myself when I'm alone. Because I go all out for mine. All out. You know what I mean? Dummy all out. You know what I mean? So that's just what I am. Maybe it's the Brooklyn in me. I don't know. Probably that is. But with that being said, that's all he's talking about is going all out for. He's willing to be on the run for how long he need to be on the run for what he believes and what he loves. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And yes, he may not be the next Nat Turner, the next this one or that one. But I remember there was a brother back in the 80s, you know, who went to war with the cops in New York. Forget the brother name. Can't remember right now offhand, but I just remember his face. He passed like about 5 years ago. Forget his name. But he went to war with the cops. He wasn't worried about the crack epidemic or who wasn't going to follow or whatever. He wasn't worried about none of that. Somebody did something to his and he was riding, and that was it. You know what I mean? And I just think that more of us need to be on that type of turn, but it's not for everybody. Like Chicago really says, it's a certain class of men or women who are willing to do that. You know what I mean? And for those who are in that class, salute to you. You know what I mean? For those who are not, salute to you as well. Queen, it's on you. Then Grizz, it's on you.
I didn't see the video, but from what everybody's saying, I just think everybody needs to choose their path in which they want to make a change. And some may be more militant than others. Some may take a quieter approach, but you know, we have to do something. You can't just sit around, like Robbie said, and complain about things and not be willing to put in the work and sacrifice for it. And a lot of our leaders, that's what they did. They marched, and yeah, we laugh at them now, but a lot of the change came because of the things that they did, and they were willing to sacrifice. Being hosed, dogs sicked on you, and all kind of stuff. Sitting at counters when they weren't supposed to. So I just think we got to do better. And you know, there are a lot of like-minded people out there. You know, you just got to find them. There are a lot of people who believe in kicking the doors in and just riding hard, and there are plenty of people who believe in going the other route. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna get into politics. I'm gonna make some legislative changes. And so, but are we supporting those people? Like when we see a congressman that's running or in our community, do we support them, or do we just sit at home and just like, oh, okay, cool, and cry and moan and not want to put in the work to do anything to change? That's all. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. And yeah, we gotta do better. Stop having babies with deadbeat daddies and stop choosing thoughts. Simple. Okay, have a good day.
That I agree with you on some points of that. I think it also too goes back to what was being said earlier about we may not want to say it, but it's creating our own category.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You good? I'm going to Grizz. Then I'm going to you, Chocolate. Right after
Oh,
that.
my bad, Grizz.
Go ahead, Grizz.
So I was gonna say, Habari Yajoni to everybody. Habari. So I heard what was said about the young man. Honestly,
Habari Ghani.
I was gonna say honestly, because like I know I whine and complain about what's being done in the United States, and I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. But honestly, in hindsight, just like what Queen said, I feel that so I'm a big dork, I'm a big nerd. So I'm gonna use Venom. I'm gonna use Venom as an example. He should be like a symbiote, going into politics and just slowly taking over. I feel that we people, like, if we want change, we need to basically get into the government, start learning more about politics. I mean, I am learning about politics slowly, very slowly, because everything is just kind of crazy. Everything, but I'm a mark you. don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like it like Killmonger. You know, Killmonger did what he was smart. He
Grizz, you having technical issues.
like, yeah. You hear me now?
You go on like
No, you Borgin, beloved. You Borgin.
Huh? Mic
Okay,
check,
you-
mic check. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, no.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably come right back.
The phone went off on him.
Did you have another video or anything, Miss?
No, I'm done. So
You done?
chocolate,
Okay.
it's on you. The evolution close us out, and then I'll make my last. Well, I'm gonna go chocolate, Vic, then evolution, then me, and then we going home.
All right.
Well, like always, much love to everybody. I'll say this. I think that the last clip that I saw, I know I missed the one about Dick Gregory, but I'm aware of his stance on life, his perspective. You know, we talk about these things as if change is unable to happen. We talk about it as if nothing can be done. And that's not true. And we have people that's out here on the ground doing what they can do. But for us to wait around for us to all be unified, there's only so much room at the table. And if you a dunce, you're not gonna get to sit there. If you want some bull, you're not gonna get to sit there. That's true. That we talk about vetting and all that kind of stuff. The mindset is this: do you truly want to step into the ring? This is like Mike Tyson Punch Out. I don't know if anybody ever played that. And you go from level to level to level. And that the perseverance of you wanting to finish that game, the perseverance of getting to the place where you see Mike Tyson, that is what we have to become. Addicted to that we want to see things be different and created different on the outside. So I hope one day we can have that conversation too. So thank you, like always. Y'all have many, many blessings. Good night.
Definitely, chocolate. Thank you, family. Definitely, I'll definitely be
Thank
contacting
you,
you soon.
Queen.
I know we got to do some business stuff. Vic, it's on you, bro. Go ahead, man.
Yo, I ain't gonna take long. I just want to say peace to everybody who came through. Appreciate y'all supporting the soapbox and my sister Evolution. And I'm always glad that these conversations are being had, even if I'm not an active part of them. I'm an active, avid watcher of the platform. I'm gonna just say this, and then I'm out. Now, y'all might think I'm playing, but I'm sincere. Head is the answer. It really is. Women have a problem with passport bros. That shit done. That shit done. Keeping families together. Problem solved. Violence in the community. Let me tell you the number one problem with young men. They're full of testosterone. The ball's on full. They got too much energy. It's always that dude who's too strong, that's going too hard when you're playing ball or something. You be like, yeah, we need to get some ass, boy. You something wrong with that boy. You know what I'm saying? He got too much extra. And I've never really seen a whole bunch of sexually satisfied people, or just satisfied people in general, but sex is usually where we get our greatest satisfaction from. But these people are not angry people. They don't want to take people's heads off. They don't want to get revenge, really. They like some justice, maybe, but they're not trying to throw it all away. They got shit to live for. They trying to get back to it, as a matter of fact. And you know, you think a little clearer with empty balls, and it just is what it is. Now, I don't know if women are willing to participate, but this is the most clear and direct, most reasonable 2024 type of answer in this the great Babylon and the most morally in that place we've ever lived in time we've ever lived in. So if you want to do something, take care of your household and make sure your man ain't sneaking out the side door and give him what he was looking for. That's all I got. We'll holler.
Oh, y'all silent after that one?
Nah, I'm cause I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get a couple of things done before it's too late. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my piece and roll too. Respect to everybody. Thank you for everybody coming up and everything. Definitely on that part. I will say I learned a lot today, and that's something I like. I don't know. I'm just one of them people. I get real giddy and excited when I learn things I didn't know. But when somebody gives me another angle to view something and I can sit on that for a while, I love that shit. It really keeps my blood flowing. I would say, one, I didn't get a chance when Chocolate was up here, if she's still listening, when she was talking earlier about how, things being able to change and how the community works. I forgot what she said specifically, but I know what I wrote down. What I've noticed with us is, and I'll keep this brief, it's like the old saying, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. You know what I believe we have the biggest problem with really getting anything going? Because don't nobody want to hear nothing from nobody. Everybody's the boss. Nobody in any form of fashion even want to look like they might be a worker. What is wrong with the worker? And then it even goes deeper to, the only way there is to have a chief is because there are Indians. Meaning, you only have that rank when your rank is something that can be separated from others. If everybody's a boss, you're not a boss. The only reason why we know it's daytime is because there's something called night. And if it wasn't for nighttime, would it really be called day? If you get where I'm at. So the whole idea behind thinking, this is the problem when we got, no. Why are you still working? Everybody, quit your jobs, become entrepreneurs. Well, if everybody's the boss, I promise you, nothing's going to get built. And I do believe that's one of the biggest issues we have is folks just having too much ego, which you edge God out of your life when you do. It's too much ego and pride to where nobody wants to follow a lead. And that's very, very important. I wouldn't know what I know about leadership, which I am still learning, even at 41. I wouldn't know everything I know about leadership if at one point in my life I wasn't first a student, a bad student, and a good student. I had to be all three of those. I had to learn what it was like to take, take directions before I give them. And we want to skip past all these steps. Don't nobody want to know what it's like to have real work ethic or nothing. We just supposed to just quit your jobs. I don't know, nigga, if it's scamming, so what? Shit, you on your own boss? You ain't got to wake up listening to nobody, do you? Well, go ahead and go for it. And that's why nothing's getting done. So, and that part, and last but not least, I would say that we have to really start taking time to pay much, much more attention to what you do more than others. I am a firm believer in if like a street. I'm not going around knocking on everybody's door telling them keep their yard straight. You know how we keep the neighborhood uniformed? Let's say from a yard perspective, anybody who has a house knows about this. Take care of your yard. Your neighbor takes care of theirs. So you know what happens when you drive down the street? The neighborhood just looks nice. Everybody didn't go around trying to help everybody with their yards. Some people may have had some assistance, but if you take care of your stuff, I take care of my stuff, everybody take care of their stuff, subsequently, when we come outside, it should be a brighter day. But I digress. My mic is muted. Respect to you all. You know I love you.
All right, I respect it. Yeah, I think it was a great show. I really think, I learned a couple of things too. I agree with a lot. I disagree with some. I think this show had a little bit of everything. I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. Anybody else want to go before we wrap it up?
All right, let me go real quick, and then we go on to bed. Queen, were you gonna say something or not?
You can go before me.
No. You up? Because once I share, I'm closing it.
Okay, cool. Oh, you the door? Okay. I gotta get in the house now. Okay. He gonna lock me out. No, I just want to say that I just think it's important for us to, just try to make a change. There's little things, like like life is hard. Life is life and for everybody, whatever you're going through, and just make a decision to do something better to promote your community, your ethnicity, whatever it is. Just try to make a decision to do something that's sparking a change. Even if it's not you who does the change, you can spark it in someone else. Just try to inspire someone. And I don't think we just do that enough. Like what Smitty said about the yard, but also, hey, if there's, even in that scenario, if go help somebody in their yard. Okay, I help my yard. You need some help in your yard. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to get back to this neighborhood community mentality, and it's not always going to be, oh, I got 50 blocks that's with me. You may have just 3 houses. Hey, you need some? You good? What you got? Okay, cool, whatever. Borrow sugar from somebody. I mean, you can't do that because people crazy these days. But when you have a community, you can do that. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. Evolution, like the t-shirt, love the hair. Think big. I love it. And I keep saying you broke the mold. God broke the mold when he made you. Okay, good night.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I love that.
Man, thank everybody for chiming in. Salute to everybody. All right. Much love to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say it like this. For those who are riders, ride on. All right. You know what I mean? If you're not a rider, then do what you got to do. All right. It's all good. I want to thank everybody for coming up. I want to thank Chicago Rilla, World Be Privileged. You know what I'm saying? Lola, Vic, Smitty, Grizz, Queen.
Everybody. Yeah, so many people there.
Who else came up? Evolution? Hey, I forgot.
Lola came up. We got so many people. Grizz came up.
Grizz, yeah.
Ruby came up.
Ruby Doll, yep. That was the last one. Ruby Doll, yep. And Chocolate, yep. That was it.
There was so many people here tonight.
Thank y'all all for coming up and showing love, man. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you for showing us love, man. It's Intellectual Evolution Era, episode 21. We got 21 of them things. Yeah. All right. We like that, man. We like 21. We a savage. You feel me? Holla at us. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Brooklyn all day. We are out. You know what I mean? And yes, next month you'll be seeing us again, and we're gonna be bringing that fire. With that being said, we are out. Later, y'all.